You ever tell on people to God? You ever say, hey, God, did you know that they're not doing what they're supposed to? Guilty. Now, obviously, God knows, and we know that he knows, but what we don't understand is, why doesn't he care? But Martha says, Lord, don't you care? Master, don't you care that my sister isn't helping me? Martha knew that Jesus knew that Mary wasn't helping, but she didn't understand why Jesus wasn't doing something about it. And it can be really tempting to recruit God into your agenda. It can be really tempting to carry on your plan to change the world, or to change your spouse, or to change your kids, or to change whatever, and attempt to recruit God into your plan. But listen, God doesn't need your advice on changing someone else, but God would love for you to accept the change he wants to bring in you. God doesn't need your instructions on how to change the world, but he has asked for your permission, your acceptance, your willingness on the change that he wants to bring in you. And so in this moment, Martha says, Lord, don't you care that my sister isn't helping me? And instead of getting on Martha's agenda to change Mary, Jesus turns to Martha and he brings a change into her life. And he helps her see where her priorities were wrong. Hear me. Stop trying to get God on your team. Join his team. Stop trying to get Jesus to follow your lead. Follow him. Stop telling God what he really ought to do and simply sit at his feet. He is the King of glory. And you know what's awesome about that? Being the King of glory is a lot of pressure and a lot of work. And I think that there are several of us that we really ought to resign from being king of the universe, because we're not up for it. We're not capable of handling it. We think that we can keep all of these balls in the air and that we can keep all of these things going. We're not up for the challenge. Jesus alone is up for the challenge. Jesus alone is qualified to be king of the universe. You are not. So just sit at his feet and let him handle it. He alone is up for it. And when you do that, man, all this pressure is off of you. And it's on Jesus. And you're free to simply sit at his feet. Follow his lead. Stop trying to convince Jesus to get on your page, on your agenda. Follow your lead. Resign from the position of King of the universe. Let Jesus take that seat, and you sit at his feet.